That's an interesting setup that you have out on the field, a nice visual effect. Boy, it's nice to have the home crowd here supporting you. That makes a lot of difference, I'm sure. That's a nice arrangement of that tune. Step style, for the most part, is quite good. There's a rather short trumpet player, and as you can well imagine, as fine a show as you have here, I'm going to start picking on details, and to the point that you might think I'm being picky, but I intend to be. The point being, it's details that really make the difference. There's a trumpet player, a rather short person, whose uniform is much too large for the person, and it certainly needs to be altered. It needs to be adjusted. It's hanging down and sagging down, and those are the things that make such an immense difference. I noticed as the band was sitting down here that you are in fact taking care of details, and I was impressed with it. Things like taking billfolds out of pockets and keys and what have you, from the standpoint of not losing them for one thing, but not having bulges in the uniform, and that certainly is important. The trumpet player from the 50-yard line to the north, third trumpet player, started looking around immediately after the end of that song, and it's those kinds of little movements. The person was looking up and down the line. It wasn't a matter of turning their head immensely, but enough to draw attention. And anything as an individual that draws attention certainly takes away from the focus of the unit. Trombone players down in front, that's a nice little effect. There's some intonation problems. If you work that as a unit, you know, so many times when you only have a half dozen measures or 16 measures or whatever it is to play, you think that, goodness, it's not all that important. Have you gone over that 20 times, 30 times? Have you listened to it on tape? Have you recorded it? Have you dealt with the problems that can arise as far as intonation is concerned? Those things are extremely important. After we did a stomp right here, another individual moved. And you see, I'll bet you anything, if you were to ask yourself, did I move after a stomp, that many people wouldn't even realize that they made those movements. It's a matter of practicing so hard on the field to be just like a pillar. You just become a brick wall or a brick pillar when you do a stomp. Absolutely no movement. The sound is good. The sound is really solid. There's a bass clarinet player, the one nearest the 45-yard line on the north side, that in an attempt to have a exacting step style is anticipating the step, anticipating the beat, and actually coming down considerably earlier than all the rest of the people in that line. Be cautious. Don't try so hard that you overdo it. Now, it's much better here. drum line. I haven't said much about you, and I like what you're doing. Have a lot of good ideas going, and a well-organized drum line. For the most part, people really have step styles down. I can see that you've worked hard at that. There are just enough individuals in the unit to keep it from being a flawless performance. The kind of things where some people, though they may have worked hard on it, really haven't paid enough attention to the individual body movements and how they look. Placement of your diagonals is pretty good, though, again, just enough problems to be noticeable. And when I say enough problems, I mean it is just barely noticeable, and that is a compliment. When we start talking about the little things, the nitty-gritty things, I'm continuing to enjoy the exit with the drums and the fact that you're remaining at attention. That's good. If nothing else, it has a psychological effect on the band. I've enjoyed viewing the band, enjoyed your show very much, and it was a show with a lot of impact to it, musical content and marching content. Thank you very much.